Today, we're asking a simple but powerful question. What will you do? This isn't just about plans or goals, it's about action. As we move through this talk, we'll explore choices, challenges, and opportunities. By the end, you'll have a clearer sense of what steps matter most and how to take them. Let's get started. Let's take a moment to imagine the world in 2070. What will it be like? How will our lives, our cities, and even our planet have changed? This isn't just about technology or science, it's about the future we're shaping today. So let's open our minds to possibilities, challenges, and the incredible potential waiting just around the corner. Now we're shifting our focus to space, the vast canvas where everything unfolds. Space isn't just emptiness, it's the stage that shapes how we see and experience things. It gives elements room to breathe, creates balance, and guides our attention. Understanding space helps us design with clarity and purpose, making sure nothing feels crowded or lost. Let's explore how space plays a crucial role in what we're building today. Let's take a moment to think about the rocket. It's more than just a vehicle, it's a symbol of ambition, exploration, and pushing beyond limits. Rockets remind us that with enough focus and fuel, we can break free from gravity and reach new heights. In today's discussion, the rocket represents that drive to launch ideas, to innovate, and to explore uncharted territory. It's the spark that gets everything moving. Flying cars have long captured our imagination, a symbol of freedom and futuristic living. Today, we're exploring what it takes to turn that dream into reality. It's not just about making cars airborne. It's about safety, technology, and how these vehicles fit into our cities and lives. Let's dive into the challenges and possibilities of flying cars and see where this exciting frontier might take us. Let's take a moment to think about the moon. It's more than just a glowing orb in the night sky. The moon shapes tides, marks time, and inspires stories across cultures. It's a constant companion, quietly influencing life here on Earth. As we move forward, keep the moon in mind, a symbol of cycles, change, and connection. Let's talk about the spacesuit, the essential gear that keeps astronauts alive and safe beyond our atmosphere. It's more than just clothing. It's a personal spacecraft, protecting against extreme temperatures, micrometeoroids, and the vacuum of space. Every layer has a purpose, from providing oxygen to regulating temperature. Without it, humans simply couldn't survive the harsh environment outside our planet. The spacesuit is a marvel of engineering, a lifeline in the void. Let's talk about the VR headset, the gateway to immersive virtual worlds. This device sits right on your head, covering your eyes and sometimes your ears, to transport you into a completely different environment. It tracks your movements, so what you see changes as you look around. VR headsets are the cornerstone of virtual reality experiences, making digital spaces feel real and interactive in ways we've only dreamed of before. Let's have some fun matching pictures with their words. Here, we see a rocket, a spacesuit, and a flying car. Your job is to connect each image to the correct word. It's a simple exercise, but it helps us build a stronger link between what we see and the words we use. Ready to match them up? Let's go. Let's have a bit of fun here. We're matching pictures to their words. First up, the VR headset, that's the gadget you wear to dive into virtual worlds. Then, the moon, our closest celestial neighbor, glowing in the night sky. And space, the vast, endless expanse beyond Earth. You'll see these images repeated, so keep your eyes sharp and make the right connections. It's a simple exercise, but it helps us stay engaged with the topic. When we talk about the future, we add the word will before the verb. For example, will drink means something is going to happen later. We've already looked at the past tense, where we add ed to verbs like played or called. And the present tense is just the base form, like drink or watch. So this slide is a quick review of how we use different verb forms to talk about past, present, and future actions. Here, we're looking at how adding the word will changes a sentence. When I say, I bake a cake, that's something happening now or regularly. But when I say, I will bake a cake, I'm talking about the future, something I plan to do. It's a simple way to shift from the present to what's coming next. This little word will is a powerful tool for talking about what's going to happen. This slide invites us to think about how we talk about time, specifically, the difference between past and future tense. We see pairs of questions like, what will you wear? And what did you wear? Our task is to take sentences in the past tense and shift them into the future. It's a simple exercise, but it helps us understand how language shapes the way we think about what's already happened and what's still to come. Let's explore how tense changes the story we tell. Where will you go? That's a question that sparks our imagination. Some of us dream of places close to home, while others look far beyond. Imagine this: in 50 years, I will go to space. It's not just a dream anymore, it's becoming a real possibility. Space travel could be part of our future, opening new frontiers for exploration, discovery, and maybe even a new way of living. Where will you go? Where will you go? It's a simple question, but it opens up a world of possibilities. Maybe you'll say, I'll go to the moon. Imagine that. In just 50 years, what once seemed impossible could be part of everyday life. This isn't just about travel. It's about dreaming big, pushing boundaries, and thinking about where humanity could be headed next. So, where will you go? Now imagine yourself 50 years from today. What will you be doing? Maybe you'll be riding in a rocket, soaring beyond the boundaries we know now. It's exciting to think about how far we'll have come and what new adventures will be waiting for us in the future. So, what will you do when the possibilities are endless? Let's imagine the future. What will you do when the world changes? Maybe you'll ride in a flying car. It sounds like science fiction, but in 50 years it could be reality. We're on the edge of breakthroughs that will reshape how we move, live, and connect. So, what's your role in this future? What will you choose to do? Let's imagine the future 50 years from now. When we think about what we'll wear, it's not just about style or comfort anymore. It's about adapting to new environments, maybe even outer space. So when someone says, I will wear a spacesuit, they're not just dreaming. They're picturing a future where our clothes protect us, help us explore, and maybe even change how we live. What will you wear when the future arrives? Let's imagine the future 50 years from now. What will you wear? Maybe it won't be just clothes anymore. I'll be wearing a VR headset, stepping into worlds that blend the digital and the real. It's not just about fashion, but about how technology becomes part of how we experience life every day. The way we dress could change completely, merging style with immersive tech. This slide invites us to imagine the places we might go. It starts with a simple question: where will you go? Then it encourages us to fill in the blanks, making it personal and interactive. Finally, it offers an exciting answer: going to space. It's a prompt to dream big and think beyond the usual, sparking curiosity about the journeys ahead. This slide invites us to fill in the blanks and imagine where we might go. It starts with a simple sentence, I will go to the, and asks us to complete it. Then it flips the question back to us, where will you go? Finally, it gives an example answer, I will go to the moon. It's a playful way to get us thinking about possibilities and destinations, real or imagined. Where will you go? This slide invites us to play with imagination and language. It starts with a prompt, I will ride in a, and leaves a blank for us to fill in. Then it asks, what will you? Encouraging us to think about our own adventure. It's a simple exercise, but it sparks creativity and personal expression. For example, I will ride in a rocket. What about you? What will you do? This slide invites us to get creative with a simple fill-in-the-blank exercise. We start with a fun sentence, I will ride in a flying, and then think about what goes in that blank. Next, we ask, what will do? Encouraging us to imagine actions or possibilities. Finally, we complete the sentence with, I will ride in a flying car. It's a playful way to spark ideas and get us thinking about the future. What will you do? Here, we're invited to complete a simple, interactive exercise. The first sentence starts with I will and asks us to fill in the blank with an action like wear a spacesuit. Then, it turns the question to us. What will you? Finally, it encourages us to say what we will wear. It's a fun way to practice making future plans and using action verbs. Let's think about what we might choose to wear and fill in those blanks together. This slide invites us to imagine ourselves stepping into a virtual world. It starts with a bold statement, I will wear a VR headset. Then, it turns the question back to us. What will you wear? It's a call to fill in the blanks, to think about how we might engage with new technology, new experiences. It's playful, but also a prompt to consider our own choices in this evolving landscape. Let's take a moment to reflect on that. Let's take a moment to spot the mistakes here. The sentence says, I will go to spacesuit. That doesn't quite work. A spacesuit is something you wear, not a place you go. The correct sentence is, I will go to space. It's a simple fix, but it makes all the difference. This slide helps us see how small errors can change meaning and why careful proofreading matters. Where would you go? Let's have a little fun with this one. The prompt asks, what will you wear? And the answer is, I will wear a VR headset. But there's a twist. We're invited to spot the mistakes. It's a chance to pause and think about how we express ideas clearly and how small errors can change meaning. This slide encourages us to be curious, to question, and to look closely at what's really being said. Now let's take a moment to engage with a quick exercise. We're looking at a few sentences here, and the challenge is to spot the mistakes. For example, I will go to the moon sounds fine, but what about where did you go? Or where will you go? We'll reveal the answer in just a moment, so get ready to test your understanding and see what stands out. Here, we're invited to engage with a fun challenge, spotting mistakes in a statement about riding in a flying car. It's a chance to think critically about what we expect to see and how we might respond. This slide encourages us to look closely, question what's presented, and imagine our own actions in a futuristic scenario. Let's get ready to reveal the answer and see what surprises await. Now let's have a little fun with some questions. Think about what you'll wear, where you'll go, and what you'll do. Then match each question with the right picture. For example, if you say, I will go to the moon, imagine what that looks like. It's a playful way to connect ideas and images and get us thinking creatively about our choices. Now let's engage with a fun exercise. We're going to match questions with pictures, starting with, what will you wear? Then, where will you go? And finally, what will you do? For example, I will ride in a rocket. This helps us connect ideas with images, making the learning more interactive and memorable. Let's see how well you can pair these up. Now let's have a little fun with this one. We're matching questions to pictures, a simple way to connect ideas visually. Think about where you might go, what you'd do there, and what you'd wear. For example, if you're heading into space, you'd wear a spacesuit. It's about imagining the scenario and linking the right answer to the right question. Let's see how these fit together. On this slide, we're working with sentences about space travel, simple statements that show what someone will do. The challenge is to put these words in the right order to make clear, correct sentences. For example, I will wear a spacesuit, or I will ride in a rocket. It's a fun way to practice sentence structure and think about where you might go. So, where will you go? Let's put these sentences together and see the answer. This slide invites us to think about putting sentences in the right order. It uses simple phrases like, I will go to space, and I will wear a VR headset. Then it asks, what will you do? And what will you wear? It's a fun way to practice forming clear, complete sentences, and to think about what we might do or wear in different situations. Let's take a moment to arrange these words so the sentences make sense. We use will to talk about things we plan to do in the near future. For example, I will go to the museum this weekend, or I will wear a jacket tomorrow. It's a simple way to express intentions or plans. We can also ask questions like, what will you wear tomorrow? Or where will you go this weekend? This helps us talk about what's coming up, whether it's tonight or the weekend ahead. This slide invites us to think about everyday activities and simple plans. We see familiar actions, wearing a t-shirt or a jacket, playing with friends, doing homework, even visiting a dentist. Then it moves to fun outings like going to the zoo, a museum, or a theme park. The idea is to practice talking about what we will do tomorrow, tonight, or this weekend. It's a chance to use expressions we've learned before and imagine our own plans in English. Tonight, I'm inviting you to take action. Think about what you'll do after this talk. Maybe it's practicing with a partner, having that real connection, that chance to try out what we've learned. It's one thing to hear ideas, but it's another to live them. So, what will you do tonight? Let's make it something that moves us forward. Tomorrow, I want you to think about one simple question. What will you do? It might be small, but it matters. Maybe you'll practice with a partner, try out a new skill, or take a moment to reflect. Whatever it is, make it intentional. This is where learning turns into action, and action leads to growth. So, what will you do tomorrow? I'll start by sharing where I'm planning to go this weekend. Now, think about your own plans. Where will you go? This is a chance to practice speaking with a partner, to get comfortable sharing ideas and asking questions. It's simple, but it helps build confidence and fluency. So let's take a moment to talk it through together. Let's think about what we'll wear this weekend. It might seem simple, but it's a great way to practice speaking naturally. Now, find a partner and take turns sharing your plans. Describe your outfit and listen to theirs. This exercise helps us get comfortable using everyday language and builds confidence in conversation. So, what will you wear? Let's try it together. Now, let's take a leap into the future, 200 years from now. What might we be doing? How will our lives, our work, and our world have changed? This bonus zone invites us to imagine possibilities beyond the horizon, to think boldly about the long-term impact of what we start today. It's a chance to dream big and consider how our actions ripple through time. It might sound like science fiction, but cats going to space is a real possibility. This idea challenges us to think beyond traditional space travelers and consider how different species might adapt to life beyond Earth. Exploring this concept helps us understand the future of space exploration and the role animals could play in it. It's a reminder that the next frontier isn't just for humans. We're on the brink of something extraordinary. The idea that we will meet aliens isn't just science fiction anymore, it's becoming a real possibility. Whether through signals, exploration, or unexpected encounters, this moment could change everything we know about life in the universe. It's a bold claim, but one that challenges us to think bigger, to prepare, and to imagine what comes next. Robots reading books might sound like science fiction, but it's closer than you think. This idea points to a future where machines don't just process data, they understand stories, ideas, and knowledge the way we do. It's about bringing technology into the world of learning and creativity, making information more accessible and interactive for everyone. We're almost there. The moment we've been working toward is just ahead. Soon, we will fly, taking everything we've learned and putting it into action. It's a leap, a launch, and a chance to soar. Let's get ready to take off together. We're on the brink of something incredible. Soon, we will visit new planets, places no human has ever set foot. This isn't just science fiction anymore. It's our next big step, expanding our horizons beyond Earth, exploring worlds that could change everything we know about life and the universe. The future is closer than we think. As we wrap up, take a moment to think about other events that could happen down the road. Don't hesitate to share your ideas. Your teacher is here to help capture them all. This is your chance to imagine what's next and add your voice to the story. Great work today. This video was created with SlideSpeak. Visit SlideSpeak to turn your presentations into engaging AI-narrated videos.